reckon. I want to just start with a quick word on the IT services pack. TCS will report in an hour and a half or so, and we'll have the opportunity to sit down with the management. Do you think it'll do anything for, for itself and for the industry? And do you see, if you look at expectations, Infy is supposed to do better. There is buzz of a large order. HCL Tech perhaps also a little better. Coforge, I guess the management has been on record saying, well, they do, 5-6% kind of CC growth. What else? What's your sense on this pack and if investors even tactically make money from here?
Yeah, good afternoon, Prashant. I think on the IT space, obviously we've seen, negative news flows in terms of one on the H-1B visa front, plus the whole impact on AI, what it will have on the IT services space. I think having said that, if you look at valuations, I think most of the large cap IT names now trade at a 3-4% sort of a dividend yield. So they're coming to the value end of the zone. So I think they could provide potentially double-digit returns from here. And in the current quarter and the subsequent quarter also, I think, there have not been too much of wage hikes. So the margins could surprise on the upside. I think the main issue has been growth, and that is something that one will need to keep an eye on. But if you look at valuations, I don't think the downside is too much from these levels.
All right, the downside is not too much from these levels. Mithun, thank you for joining in. The consumption themes, what do you have to speak on that? Because, on the one hand, staples are calling it a bit of a lost quarter because of the transition and, everything is now moved towards the third quarter and the second half of the third quarter in particular. Do you think that the street will disregard the current disappointment in earnings and perhaps start building positions for the future, near future? Or do you think they will, stay away until there is actual growth that they see?
Yeah, I think, Mangalam, if you see the consumer space on the staple side, obviously valuations are high, but there has been very tepid growth. But I think in the third and fourth quarter, you will see acceleration in terms of growth. And that could obviously provide upside to a number of these stocks because of those GST cuts that we saw. I actually also see that the consumer discretionary space is something where, the upside could be higher in terms of growth. You've already seen a glimpse of that in the September auto numbers. I think the October numbers also will be quite strong since, it's the festival season. So I think the Q3 numbers is something that you will, people will anticipate. And, the auto sector, other discretionary pockets as well, in terms of consumer durables as well, should bounce back quite well in Q3.
Right. And what about in the discretionary itself? We saw, the jewelry space. Very interesting trends out there. Gold is at a record high. Titans reported a 19% growth. On the other hand, Senco's reported just a 6.5% growth. We spoke with both Joss Alucas and, Malabar this morning. Joss says that volumes were down 20%. Malabar is saying that, people are panic buying because they think that prices will shoot up further from here on as well. Things are being pulled in every direction. What do you think of the jewelry space?
I think, Mangalam, on the jewelry space, obviously with the prices being so high, the volume growth is unlikely to be there. So it's going to be quite anemic. And we are going to see, obviously, revenue growth primarily led by value growth. So I think that space, we need some sort of, stabilization or cooling off of gold prices for demand to come back in a sustainable manner.